guys, welcome back to this week's episode of Flip Tip Fridays. I'm super duper excited because for this week's episode, we're going to be covering back neck rolls, which is something that's been pretty requested, but I'm also going to do it in conjunction with two other rolls, so long arm rolls and both snood rolls, and we're going to be breaking those down and covering the basics of them. But yeah, let's get to it. Okay, so first let's start by taking a look at a demonstration of a plain back neck roll. Now I know back necks may seem super duper hard, but a way to think about it that could make it a little bit easier is that you're just doing wrist twirls, but instead of the baton being on your hand, the baton is placed on your neck. Before jumping straight into your back necks, make sure you warm up your traps first. If you can't do traps, here are some tips. If you watch closely, you'll notice that I'm transferring my weight back and forth, and I'm trapping my baton with basically the side of my face or my cheek every time it pushes to each shoulder. I transition my weight as I step over while I push my baton to my other shoulder. Once this feels nice and easy, we can then go into learning back necks. So the slow breakdown of a back neck basically starts with a under-over twirl in your right hand, and you take a step with your left foot as you place the baton on your left shoulder. And right after that, you then take your right foot and step straight to the side as the baton rotates to the other shoulder. You continue taking steps, so the next step will be with your left foot as you keep turning, and the baton will transition back to the other shoulder, all while creating little loops on each side of your neck. Another tip that I have found helpful is looking at my baton each time it hits the sides of my shoulders. So I rotate my head upward and make sure I can see my baton complete its loop on each of my shoulders. Now we're on to the snood roll. You complete your pull-up, and then as your baton goes down past your toes, you place your left arm out in front of you. The baton's going to reach under that, and you're going to set it on top of your shoulder and basically hold it in place under your chin. From there, you're going to transition your weight and push the baton downward with your chin and let it transition to the other side, kind of like a back neck trap, but vertical. And then after that, our right hand then goes out to the front. We reach under our right arm with our left hand and grab our baton. Now, the more you practice it, the more we can take away the traps. So eventually we want it to be continuous. Now we're on to long arm rolls. When executing a long arm roll, it's really helpful to complete an inside loop before you go straight into your long arm roll. So I personally like my right long arm roll better. It just is a little bit more easier since I learned it first. So I have the baton in my right hand and I complete my inside loop, and then my baton points straight to the side. Before going into my long arm roll, I need to make sure that I change my grip on my baton. I have to make sure that I move my thumb from the inside of my baton to the outside, so that my thumb doesn't get in my baton's way as it rolls into my long arm roll. Another really important thing is knowing where the baton should dip on your arms. So you'll notice in the video that I basically carry my baton across my body, but I let go of my baton from my hand and it makes its first dip about halfway down my arm. It kind of loops across my back and completes one more dip or loop on my other arm before I catch it in my other hand. If you're new to long arm rolls, there's ways we can split it into half so you can practice the first half and the second half. To practice the first half, it's really helpful to catch the baton blind in your left hand. So you complete the normal first half of your long arm roll. You complete your front loop and let it roll down the first half of your arm. But instead of letting it roll down your left arm, you're then going to catch it blind. Another place you can catch it is behind your back. Now, they feel a little bit different, but are relatively similar in skill level. So you can just do whichever feels more comfortable. Now you can practice this second half of the long arm roll all by itself. So if you'll notice in the video, I take my baton and I place it in my right hand and put one end basically by my side under my arm. After I do that, I can then push my baton over the backs of my shoulders and let it roll down the left side of my arm so that I'm practicing the second half of the long arm roll over and over again, without feeling too overwhelmed by trying to do the whole long arm roll at one time. Once you can break it in halves and it feels nice and easy, you can then go on to trying your full long arm roll.
Thanks for watching this week's episode of Flip Tip Fridays. If you have any questions about what we covered in today's video, be sure to leave it in the comments down below, or feel free to DM me on any of my social media accounts, which are all linked in the description below. If you liked today's video, be sure to give it a big thumbs up and hit the subscribe button down below. And be sure to get your requests in for future Flip Tip Fridays. We're already almost halfway through the season, so be sure to get them in. I'll see you guys next week. Bye.